Hey all you zealots and zerglings, it's time for a 3 versus 3 on Green Acres. I have spawned here in the bottom left hand corner as the orange zerg with my allies, Contrarian as the yellow Protoss, and Spartan as the purple Terran. Our opponents in this matchup, Gorsauce the red Protoss, Ire Vibes the teal zerg, and finally we have Katana as the blue Protoss. Actually, no. So we got one of every race. They almost have one of every race, but they decided not to throw in a Terran, which is unbelievable to me because then they could just make Marines and win this game. And I was not entirely happy with my spawn position because I don't like having front ramp position. You know, they come running in here. I'm probably gonna be the first one to get attacked, especially since once they see the creep, they'll be like, "Oh, this is just kind of like a sign pointing this way." Oh, looks like I'm doing a little bit of an extractor trick there. I think that was because I accidentally made a 10th drone instead of my overlord, and so I'm like, I better get myself back on track. But we're all good now. Get the production tab up there, and we got nothing going. Okay, there we go. Katana was second there, wasn't doing anything. Looks like he's going to try to execute a wall off of his section of the map, which is kind of amusing. I suppose it's possible someone might run up here and try to bust through that area and hit him solely, but I don't know, this kind of map, you got this only singular ramp to defend. It seems kind of selfish. But, oh, looks like Gorsauce is doing the same thing. I mean, Spartan looks like he's going to try to wall off this whole thing by himself. So he's like, well, no, we got this whole ramp here. Let's, oh, it looks like we got the pool up for Ire Vibes. He's got his pool up early, and I am just throwing down my expansion, just getting that started. So there's no pool yet on the way for me. So if he's going to go for some fast Zergs, that looks like it was probably a 10 pool. Is that right? 10 pool? Yeah, I mean, it has to be right, unless he didn't make a bunch of buildings. So that if he went for some early rush, he could really do some damage, but instead he's going to go double gas, which makes absolutely no sense off of a 10 pool. Really, he's losing minerals that he could be getting by losing these two drones. Plus, he's going to put them on gas. He's going to lose more minerals. See, he's got two. No, he's got 3 on that gas. Is he gonna put anything on that gas? No, he's just gonna waste a drone and 25 minerals to beautify the neighborhood, I guess. I'm really not sure why he's going double gas. It makes no sense to take this gas now. It would have even less sense if he'd thrown 3 drones on it, because then he'd only have 3 drones mining minerals. Right now, he's only pretty much mining with the amount of drones that he started with. And he's not producing any more drones right now, so I'm not really sure what he's trying to accomplish right now. He does have a fairly sizable lane count for this early in the game, but not doing anything with it. And now he's throwing down the Roach Warren. He's going to find himself really starved of minerals, though, if he does not start reproducing some drones. Okay, he's got some more drones on the way, but he's definitely not going to be able to fund these roaches, and got the gas way too early for the level of mineral mining he's got going on. So I don't know what's going on there, but so enough focusing on that. Let's see what everyone else is doing. It looks like we got a 4 gate coming up here for Gorsauce, so a 10 pool and a 4 gate, and we got 2 gates here. That's Stalker, so his core is done, and so far, oh, he's going to try to get some warp gates out. Could probably throw down another gate or perhaps some Robotech. Well, he's going to throw down another gate, so he's the only one that's not really going for a hyper-aggressive, low-econ build right now. In fact, I do want to check the income tab right now, and Contrarian and I are definitely way out in front. Spartan's is lagging quite a bit behind, but he probably put a lot of money into building up this wall, and it'd be really hard to get his economy up and build all these structures at the front. Well, plus he's got the factory going down here, he's got the engineering bay with the +1 upgrade going, and he's already building missile turrets. I think that's way premature. What is he expecting, a Mutalisk rush? I think it's way early to be throwing down these missile turrets. So that would explain why his economy is not so great. He's spent a lot of money on buildings. And meanwhile, speaking of spending money on buildings, I'm getting some early spore crawlers up because I'm way out here in the middle. I want to get a little bit of defense against what's coming our way, which looks like we do have some roaches coming out here finally. I just can't imagine, though, that he can afford all that much. I mean, look at that. He's building up gas, but he has almost no minerals whatsoever. So he's not gonna be able to fund this for very long. And it looks like I'm sending some lings out to the watchtower. Watch that there center of the map, because I think that's the only real attack path. And yeah, you can attack from the sides, but you gotta take out these rocks and these rocks to get all the way around, so really not worth it at this point. Although we do have a stalker back here watching for, well, I don't know what. Do we know that do we know the races? There's no Reapers going to be coming, so not entirely sure what the idea of that is, but you know, it's one stalker. There's no aggression to the front, but oh, we do have a probe here throwing a proxy pylon, but this is clearly within our vision because we do have the watchtower. So a bit bold of him getting it. These rocks put him right inside the watchtower range. I wonder if he could squeeze it right here and not get noticed. I don't know if he could build in there, but this is definitely going to get spotted. And it looks like we do have, yeah, Contrarian is going to be pushing out to take care of that. Yeah, I'm pinging that, but I think he has already seen it. So he's going to try to take that out, but we do have some movement out here with a bunch of stalkers and a few zealots. And here comes the Roach Ling. So he's going to try to... Oh, looks like he did get a warp in of a couple of stalkers, so it doesn't look like this pylon is going to quite go down because of the reinforcement of stalkers. He's definitely going to have to get the heck out of there. And ooh, an Immortal coming too. A little bit too late to take out that pylon, though. And that Zealot is just going to get away with 10 hit points, but now we have some aggression on our front door. Quickly trying to warp in some units to help defend against this attack. And 28 Lings coming for me because we saw this coming, and it's like, we got to get some forces out here and quick. And that is the right time to do it when you see an army coming. Just build a bunch of Lings. And trying to bait him into these spine crawlers. I'm so glad I built these, and these Lings are going to try to engage these Lings, which I got far superior numbers, and here comes some more added onto that. And Ling's pretty decent against stalkers, not as good against the roaches unless they get a good surround, but with the spine crawlers here helping out, it's going to do quite a bit of damage to this attack. But is it going to be enough? The Zerglings are gone. There is an Immortal here, also going to do a ton of damage, and also still these 3 spine crawlers up. This one probably could get moved forward to be doing a little bit of damage. And the spine crawlers do get bonus damage to armored, another +5 attack from armor, and another spine crawler goes down. It looking pretty dire, and I was about ready to escape my drones because I'm like, oh, this base is going down. And here come a few more stalkers and another Immortal here for Contrarian, and these roaches are, oh, and then we have Siege Tank here for Spartan, which is not going to do good for my drones. It looks like we might be able to just barely hold this off, although I don't know if I would even just say barely, because with these little bit of extra reinforcements, it looks like we're doing okay. And these 2 stalkers realize the tide has turned quite severely, and they are going to try to get out of... Oh, no, we really got to try to get out of there. And it looks like that is going to happen, but then this pylon is going to go down. So that attack has been defended, and if we can check the units lost right now, it looks like Contrarian and I lost quite a bit. Katana lost a ton, and Gorsos was, looking pretty bad too. Spartan did okay in that one, and Ire Vibes, he didn't bring too much to the party. I mean, Lings are cheap, and he didn't have too many roaches, so hard to say who came out ahead. I mean, we did defend that, and it didn't affect my economy any. I was pretty much able to keep all my drones alive, and definitely surged out to a huge lead with 42 harvesters. That is going to be great, but I need to keep building on that right now. Keep put more up, and looks like I do have Spire Tech on the way. What are our opponents going to be following this up with? Looks like Gorsos just finished his warp gate. Oh, he must have just finished those gateways. I'm like, say, whoa. So he is now on 8 gates off of 1 base. I guarantee you there's no way he can afford this right now, but maybe he thinks he just needs to try to rebuild this army. He doesn't have that much money. 8 gates would burn through this easily, and it looks like now we're afraid about expanding. I remember Contrarian saying, could you go scout around with your nice little speedlings and see what's going on with these expansions? And so I'm like, yeah, I can do that very special thing for you. And currently they have no expansions out here other than these 2, but then again, I suppose we don't have any other expansions besides that either. And, ooh, researching Burrow, getting some more Lings out there. And it looks like Contrarian's trying to work on his economy again. I need to keep building mine up. I always get to this point and I just kind of pause, and it looks like I'm going to be taking a 3rd base right here. Oops, how did I misclick that one? Going to be taking a 3rd base right here, and ooh, we do have an observer here for Katana, so he is going to be able to spot that. Are they going to be able to take advantage of that though? And we do have Spire Tech coming from Ire Vibes too, but oh, what do we got going on here? What did I see? What's going on? Something died. Oh, was that observer die? Must have gotten in range of that missile turret. Gotta watch those defensive towers. So it looks like Wow, I lost all my spines. Decided not to rebuild them. I guess we got a decent front here. If they're going to take out this army, a few extra spines may not be enough to really do anything about it. And getting that +2/+2 burrow is almost complete. Ooh, we got Thermal Lance, so Contrarian going for that Colossus tech. And what is Spartan doing? Getting a planetary up somewhere. Oh, he's going to get a planetary up here at this expansion. And it looks like he's getting +1 for his tanks, +1 armor for his marines. Gonna start dropping down the mules there, which I wholeheartedly agree with. And what we got rebuilding over here, we did add a couple of immortals for Katana, but still mostly just a stalker force, which I think is not a smart idea. They saw that we had stalkers and immortals and lings, all pretty good against the stalker, and siege tanks will just add to that unless they get some blink, but I don't think blinking into those tanks is going to help them stop the rest of the forces that are going to be coming in their direction. But 13 Mutalisks are coming out for Ire Vibes. Where is he getting all this money? What is his economy at right now? 34. So he has worked on getting better saturation since his early build. Probably could definitely use some more harvesters on minerals. But he'll probably have a decent amount to keep up the gas, which you're definitely going to need for those Mutalisks. And Mutalisks can be quite a pest, which is why I like getting them as well. And getting +1 flyer attack. Ooh, and getting an infestation pit. Are we going for infestors or am I going for hive tech? And I do have 9 Mutalisks on the way and 2/2 armor. I could be going for hive tech so I can get the 3/3, because you can't get the 3/3 until you get the hive tech up and running. And where are those Mutalisks at? There's those Mutalisks. They're not really doing anything yet. How are our relative Mutalisks count? So he's got 13 Mutalisks. I don't have any yet. Oh, here come mine. So I've only got 9. So he's definitely going to be in a huge advantage. And in a Mutalisk versus Mutalisk attack, all that +1 attack is pretty potent. Mutalisk attacks have splash damage, and therefore the +1 attack affects that splash too. So it is very powerful. And look at this. Ire Vibes is like, well, I can't build here, so I'm just gonna put my hatchery in an inoptimum location instead of, you know, getting a detector down there to actually see this. And here come my Mutalisks up here. They're gonna say, "Oh, hello, improperly placed expansion. I don't think you belong there anymore," and quickly going to dispatch with that. Meanwhile, over here, it looks like this probe is going to go try to throw it on the Nexus. I wonder if he actually attempted to throw that down, and it's going to take him a while to realize that it didn't actually go down. But that's why I got the burrow. I'm thinking, well, my lings are out there anyhow. I might as well get the burrow. And oh, there's no defense right here. A lot of probes are getting sniped, but it looks like they are going to get away. That was pretty good reaction time. And here comes an observer over here for Katana, but guess what? An observer's not going to be able to do anything against Mutalisks, and he's going to lose this pylon. And what are we going to focus down next? Oh, there are more probes. Here comes some stalkers, and oh, they're going to try to drive it back, but the buildings are kind of in the way. It's going to let me get another pylon snipe. And here come his Mutalisks. I got to get out of there because he still definitely has the numbers, but 3 buildings unpowered. Although there's not really much that he needs in the cyber core right now, unless he's going to go for air attack, which I don't see any air on the way for him. I don't see anything on the way for him right now. Oh, and those Mutalisks are still chasing me away. So yeah, it looks like I did lose a couple of Mutalisks. And oh, he's ready to keep going. There is a missile turret there. But with that and oh, my other Mutalisk, I lost track of my Mutalisk. I did not realize this was going on, and this was a big mistake. If I brought those Mutalisks in, that and the missile turret maybe would have been enough to force this off. I don't know, but these Marines and Stalkers definitely should be enough. And with one of those Marines, yeah, he does not want to tangle with that whatsoever. They're going to get +1 flyer attack of his own, and I'm going to have to start rebuilding my Mutalisks, which I didn't even realize right away that I'd lost them all here. So that was a bit of a mistake. And still, I got Zergling right here. I got a Zergling right here. This probe is still confused why his warp beacons won't go down. Got a Zergling up here. All their expansions are pretty much taken care of. But oh, now we're gonna get, yeah, now I'm gonna get this expansion. It's gonna get sniped just as I'm trying to get it up and running. I'm gonna have to get those drones out of there, or I can just burrow them. But oh, I forgot he has an observer right there, and I'm like, oh man. Once I realized that my drones are still getting hit, and well, the queen. Was I making that queen, or did I burrow that queen? I think I just made that queen, but oh, we're going to take care of that, and the queen's going to survive, getting that deject off. So, lost a lot of drones, but at least the expansion is still here. Oh, no, I did save some drones. And oh, looks like we're getting blink here for Contrarian, and stim and +2 attacks for Spartan's army, and Eye Revives is going to make 10 more Mulas, and we got, oh, now we have Colossus Tech here for Gorsos, but Katana is not really doing anything right now. Maybe it looks like he's busy working his stalkers around the map, and it looks like Contrarian's expansion is going to go down. This one cannon not going to be nearly enough to defend it. And what kind of income we got going right now? Contrarian's from hugely. Looks like, well, I did lose some drones in that attack, but no excuse. Oh, there we go. Now we're getting the drone production back going again. And oh, here comes some Zerglings. I don't think this force is going to be this force. Well, let's see. I think these Zerglings might be enough to take it out. I don't know. There are some Zealots in there, so that they probably will be able to clean this up, but they're going to take a lot of losses in that force field. It's helping the Immortal a little bit briefly, but it looks like with Contrarian pulling in here, it looks like it's going to be able to take it out, but not before they snipe the Nexus. But meanwhile, back at my expansion, I got Mulisk and Colossus taking out my expansion again. I'm like, oh, this is no good. But I do have some Spores here, which are going to help a little against these Mulisk, but there are 32 Mutalisks, and that is way too many for a lot of things to deal with right now. And so I just got to get the drones out of there, and that expansion has been sacked. Nothing I could do to stop that. The two-pronged attack was just way too much. And oh, looks like instead of helping defend this, we're going to take out these rocks, because the rocks are a much bigger threat than this huge army. And I'm not sure where these forces are going, because there's nothing up here left to destroy. And oh, making some Mutalisks there that are all going to get sniped instantly. That is a huge loss. And I guess he's going to start mountain attack here, but I don't know about moving his whole army up here. This army has no way of escaping. He has no blink. There's no mothership for recall, but he's going to try to establish a beachhead here. I don't know if I agree with this. It's going to deny the expansion, but he's going to pull down from there and get his units trapped in. Oh, looks like we still have the Mutalisks causing a lot of problems right here, and this planetary is not going to do any good. And oh, all these SCVs are in big trouble. I meant to say get them out of there, but then they might run into this force, which is a little bit engaged with Contrarian force. I don't know who has the advantage here right now. Contrarian does have the +1 upgrade. Both sides have the +1 upgrades. And if he can get down this Colossus, that'll give me a huge advantage, because there will be only one Colossus left. And if I get, oh, my Zerglings are going to get a surround on that, because Zerglings love a Colossus that's not shooting at them. And we are going to be able to clean this up, but at the cost of Spartan's expansion now. So all three of us have lost an expansion to some degree or another, but still pushing it off. And oh, looks like we have Katana's finally like, I don't care. I'm just going to put this Nexus wherever this Nexus will go. So he's going to try to put that up. Oh, we're going to try to put out some photon cannons. But always got to be careful, because my Lings got wind of this. And once again, Eye Revives is going to try to take this. They are not using any, they have observers. We've seen their observers, yet they're not bothering to do anything. And yeah, there goes the cancel on that expansion, but they're not doing anything to remove this problem. Maybe they just don't realize that it's being blocked. They're like, well, this just must be where it goes. That's all I can imagine is going on. But this lack of expansions are going to kill them in the end if they're not careful. And my Lings are on the prowl. Ooh, looks like I'm +2 attack from my Mutalisks, even though I'm having a hard time keeping them up. Oh, it looks like Contrarian is going to get Zealot charge, +3 weapons for his ground army, and that is huge. And not much going on for our opponents, but I'm not surprised, as they're being denied expansions. Oh, it looks like Spartan wants to make a push here, but there's nothing here right now but my Ling, and it looks like we have another push out. A lot of probes from Gorsos. I guess he figures my pylon's still up. I guess I could take this expansion. Wait a minute. Okay, I was about to say he can see these stalkers here. I thought he was going to take this expansion. Instead, he's going to try to take this one, I guess, and going to go right into a siege tank. Oh, I don't know what he was doing. Or maybe he was going to this gold. I don't get what was going on there. And we're going to be retaking this island. Maybe I can actually get an expansion up now. Looks like Contrarian has secured his expansion. Some cannons will help fend off any quick pressure. And Eye Revive still got these Mulisk count. And oh, looks like we got... Oh, I'm getting all my hive upgrades for my Zerglings, 3-3, and the adrenal glands. And looks like we are getting a Templar Archives for Contrarian. Is that going to be for Storms, which would be great on these Mulists? They've been getting us so many problems. Or Archons, which also are pretty good against the Mulists. Or maybe he's just... No, I guess that's the two options right there. Storms or Archons. I don't know why I thought there was more. And there's all very little anti-air here. Most of this stuff, most of these heavy hitters are just ground attack only. So are we going to be able to stop all these Mutalisks? There's still quite a large number of them. But they are quickly waning. And are there Marines in there? Not Marines, but there are a lot of missile turrets, but just doing tons of damage to these Mutalisks. And it looks like the Mutalisks will survive. They probably could have finished that missile turret off, but instead they're going to try to take out these very, very valuable Colossus. One is going to go down, and we have any anti-air coming here to help this out? I do have some Zerglings that have intercepted some Stalkers, but we need something to take care of these Mutalisks right now. They've just been such a huge pain. There's not that many of them left. It wouldn't be that hard to take them out. Where are Spartan and his Marines? They're way over here. And he has some Thors too. We can definitely use those against these Mutalisks, but they're absolutely nowhere near where these Mutalisks are. And just this many Stalkers are going to fend it off, and Katana is done. He couldn't take an expansion, so he's out of money. And it looks like Fire Vibes has taken this expansion despite its suboptimal location. This Zergling is still here. I don't get it. And it looks like Spartan's going to push. He's going to be using some scans. Well, he doesn't really need scans. He's got medevacs that can spot the high ground. And ooh, looks like Gorsos is going to try to do something about that. I really think Gorsos could probably take this on. Well, I don't know. With siege tanks in position, maybe not. But this Colossus back here is burning up these Marines at an impressive rate. And he's got to be careful with the stores. Oh, that thing's almost dead. And he's getting out some Void Rays. I don't know if I agree with this tech switch. I don't know what the Void Rays are meant to combat. But it seems to be a little late for tech switch, especially since you're only on 2 bases. Oh, look, I still have an extractor here that survived. But it looks like the siege of this high ground is going to continue, and Gorsos doesn't look like he's got much he can do about it. A ton of gas, but very, very low on the mineral count because he's mining off of 1 base, and that base is probably going to be mined out here fairly soon. Well, what is that, about half mined out? I don't know. But there's going to be some support here from my Mutalisks that are going to come in. It's like Stalkers. I don't care about Stalkers. And yeah, you can bring those in, but the Colossus is going to do less than squat, and that's not enough Void Rays to take on these Mutalisks. Plus with the Thors in the back causing all sorts of havoc, and these Void Rays are going to just melt away, and Gorsos realizes that it is done, and he is done. Meanwhile, we got Contrarian coming in here. He's going to start causing Ire Vibes all sorts of aneurysms with quite a nice little army right here, and he's really the only one left, so I don't think... Although Gorsos does have some active Stalkers. I don't know who sent them up here. If it was the last remaining guy, must have been, or he just, well, he couldn't just rally them there. No, it had to have been Ire Vibes that was sending them in for one final attack. But there's just too many Mutalisks with the +2 attack. We got +3 attacks coming here for Spartan's army, and his Marines just kind of skirted around into the base now. And here comes a huge swath of Cracklings. They will just absolutely eat apart everything that's left. Oh, all these poor probes are just going to get completely obliterated. And we do still have these Mutalisks for Ire Vibes who still managed to keep them up. There's a lot of Mutalisks, but not very well upgraded. He's still, oh wow, he's got about what, over 40 Mutalisks. And he's like, okay, well let's go for a base trade, which... Not a lot here to defend against that many Mutalisks, but he's going to have to hurry because his bases and those of his allies are going down pretty quick, and with a ton of Cracklings in here, just watch them burn through these buildings. They're only limited by the surface area of the buildings they have to try to destroy. But he's gonna try for a base trade. I really don't think this can work. I mean, it wouldn't be that hard for us to get what is needed. And 14 more Mutalisks on the way. Where are these coming from? Obviously, they're coming from here. Yeah, you had 2 hatcheries there, but the eggs are going down, and Contrarian is like, do we really have to do this? I guess that's his way of... It's his slightly improper way of saying, do we really have to kill every last building of yours? But it looks like he decided not to go for the base trade. He's going to come back and try to save his... Save his what? I don't know. I suppose he could... There's not enough anti-air here to take this out, although if he comes after Spartan, that... Thor could give him a little bit of trouble. And, well, no, he's changed his mind again. Now he's going to go back on the base trade. Which Contrarian's like, yeah, if that's what you want to do, oh, okay. And what about our relative Mutalisk count? 38 to 49. So he probably still has a big advantage in Mutalisk count, even though I do have the +1, an additional upgrade more than he does, and an armor upgrade. But, oh, nope, last building is done, so his mules are going to be perpetually frozen there in time. So I hope you enjoyed this game, and have a day.